Sveiki, skatītāji! Jums kopā Svidiju un šodien spēlēšu Stanley Parable. Tāda spēle. Būs varbūt vairākas epizodes. Tad redzēsim. Tagad iefilmēs mans FPS. No prieka. Jā. Ok. Begin to aim. Šī ir 5. reize, kad es mēģinu kaut ko uzfilmēt. Tā kā tas ir no responding. Fucking nopietni! Man šodien kaut kā nesanāk uzfilmēt. Tāpēc, jā.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Jo man uz Minecraft arī tā ir bijis, bet es atceros, ka Minecraftam restartējot frapu, viņš uzreiz normāli gāja. Bet šitā tā nav, es pat nezinu to. Tā huļi, kas pasūdi? Atvainojos par lamu vārdiem. Es pat nezinu. Ok. Es mēģināšu. Katra sērija būs tāda.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door.
Ok.
Door on his left.
Jā. Tā. Tu nost. Nē, pat šodien savu.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of them made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No. He said to himself, this is all too strange, this can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the balance for it. I'm dreaming! he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. He thought to himself, I suppose I'll pick up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one.
Es domāju, nākamā nedēļā, ka būs šajā otrā epizode. Es mēģināšu šito
I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Huh?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and went to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Notiek. Jo man būs cita editošanas programma. Option, ka es sākšu filmēt. Nopietni. Es nomieru. Es pat nezinu, cik šī
All of his
minūšu
co-workers were
garš
gone.
videoklips
What could it
šis
mean?
būs, bet es
Stanley decided to
domāju,
go to the
ka
meeting room. Perhaps he
vajadzētu
had simply missed a
veikt.
memo.
Nākamreiz es domāju iet kaut ko citādāk. Citādāku vietu. Un jā, tāpēc...
No matter how hard
Jā,
Stanley looked,
tiksimies
he couldn't find a
nākošā
trace of his
epizodē.
co-workers.
Un nākošajā epizodē es atkal iešu kaut kā bišķi citādāk. Es pat padomāšu, kā varētu iet. Un jā, nebūs vairs tik ilgi jāgaida videoklipi. Davai, čau. Neaizmirstiet nospiest like zem šitā videoklipa, iekomentēt kaut ko, kādas sērijas man vēl vajadzētu sākt taisīt, kādu spēli iesakiet. Jo man nav idejas, varbūt Left 4 Dead, ja jūs gribat. Es viņu varētu izspēlēt. Es būtu diezgan priecīgs par to. Vajag vēl kaut citas spēles, jo pēdējā reize, kad es kaut ko kad es pēdējā reize Minecraft spēlēju, tas bija, kad bija pēdējā epizode. Un jā, davai, čau, neaizmirstiet nospiest like, ja jums patika un jūs gribat redzēt šitādas epizodes. Un abonējat kanālu, ja gribat vēl jauns videoklips, un ja būs vairāk abonementi, es viņus taisīšu arvien ātrāk. Jo tagad man ir kaut cik tur ir, un es neesmu taisījis videoklipu. Būtu vēl kādi abonementi, es varētu taisīt katru dienu. Jā, man atvainojos par šitādiem lagiem, ja jums ļoti traucē, es nofiksošu viņus, jo es sen neesmu vispār neko taisījis tādu, tāpēc, jā. Davai, čau. Tiekamies nākošā epizodē.